Hey there, Libra, and welcome to your week of December 27th, 2021 general tarot reading. I know these videos are coming out a little bit late, so if you want, you're more than welcome to take this as the next 6 or 7 days instead. So that's up to you, but we are going to be looking at your energy coming into this week over here on the left. In the center, we're going to be looking at some potential challenges you might be facing. And over on the right side here, we're going to be looking at some potential outcomes for you as well. These are general readings, so all of this, some of this, or maybe even none of this will resonate with you, Libra. So if it does resonate, that's wonderful. But if it doesn't, it's just not part of your message. So don't try to make something fit that doesn't, right? We only take the stuff that does resonate. So we're also going to be looking at some details to clarify these cards, if I didn't mention already. We're going to clarify each of these cards with another card. And then we're going to tie everything off with an oracle card at the end of the video. So you're going to want to stick around for all that. But without further ado, we're starting off with your energy. Over here on the left, we got the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Knight of Swords here. I really like this because the Page of Pentacles is this information gatherer. And I feel like you're gathering information quite quickly here, formulating some sort of a plan. With the Knight of Swords here backing you up, because the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight in the deck. So I feel like you're kind of quickly consuming a lot of information, a lot of research. Like it's all coming along very quickly. Maybe this is a new topic you've discovered that is really kind of triggered something in you where you're like, I just need to know everything about it, right? I have a friend of mine who recently kind of got into this. There's like a card game that we play, and he was kind of like loosely kind of looking at it at first, but recently he's really gotten into it and he really just wants to know everything about it and all the intricacies and stuff with it. So you might be in that same vein as well here. With the Two of Cups here, I feel like right now maybe you recently encountered someone who you kind of feel a really strong bond with, like a soul connection type thing. Now that doesn't necessarily have to be like a romantic partner, but it can be that. But it can also just be someone who is, you know, a best friend type of energy, someone you connect with that way, or even a pet. Pets can also be that way. So maybe you've recently gotten a puppy or a cat or some sort of other animal pet, you know, maybe an opossum, who knows? But, you know, something like that. So I like that. The Two of Cups can also represent a decision that needs to be made, right? Twos do represent decisions in tarot, like a choice needs to be made here. So something here might be going for you, like what path, what is the thing you're going to research? Like what is this new topic? Are you going to start something new? Or are you going to research something old? Like what is the choice to be made here? So very interesting, very interesting. In your challenge positions here in the center, we got the Eight of Swords, the Devil, and the Knight of Cups here. For those of you who've recently met somebody, who you're having that kind of a connection with, got to watch out for them a little bit here with the Devil. The Devil can be a manipulator. It can also mean you as a manipulator too. So the energy can go both ways, where either you're manipulating someone or someone's manipulating you. Man, I'm having a hard time with that word today. But you just got to watch out for that. Just be on the lookout for it. Also be on the lookout for things that potentially become sort of addictive, right? And that, you know, obviously addictive substances and things like that, of course. But also talking about with this information gathering, there's a thing in writing when people, like, especially with fantasy writers, so where they build worlds, you know, like Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones and things like that, Wheel of Time now, like where they kind of want to build their world out and flush it out, make it very real, and they kind of just keep building the world but never write the book, right? So you could be in that kind of a thing too, where you're doing all this research and you're doing all this like kind of information gathering, but that's all you're doing. You're not actually acting on it. So watch out for that as well. With the Eight of Swords here and the Knight of Cups, I feel like this is really some big time hesitation on you. So again, we're starting that thing up, that new thing. We're just kind of in the information gathering phase, and you're really kind of hesitant to start because you may feel like you don't have enough knowledge, or you may feel like you need to do more, or there's more to learn, right? There's more to consume. With the Eight of Swords, it's self-imposed restrictions. So again, that might be that thought process we're talking about. And with the Knight of Cups, you can see the horse is very hesitant to cross this river, but on the other side is everything that he ever wants, right? Very interestingly, we have the Eight of Cups here which I was just talking to Gemini about this as well. They also had a bit of a dynamic between these two as well about kind of crossing the river, right? Whereas this person is on the other side. So I feel like eventually you're going to have to cross. You're going to have to move across. You're going to have to take off here eventually, but right now you seem very hesitant to move on here. So very interesting. The Knight of Cups can also, speaking of soulmates, the Knight of Cups can be Prince or Princess Charming coming into your life too. So they might be that devil energy, but they're just like, they're so charming and they're so saying all the things that you love and stuff, but it's all surface level, right? It's not really deep down. They're not really meaning what they say. So watch out for that too. In your outcome cards, so we got that Eight of Cups as we're talking about. We got the world, and we've got the Six of Pentacles as well. With the Eight of Cups, it's moving on from something, right? It's realizing that what you have now is good, but there is better out there, right? There is a 9 and a 10 of Cups after the 8. So, you know, knowing that that's out there, it's like, are you going to just settle for less when there's better out there for you or better for you out there, right? So I feel like you're not gonna. I feel like you're going to move on, whether that be like just physically moving on into this next thing, like making this horse cross the river, or whether it's going to be you actually moving on from something and not settling and going for something greater. With the world and the Six of Pentacles as well, the world's a big time completion. Like you're really working towards something where it's like, this is a sort of like, not necessarily life altering, but this is a big thing that you've been working forward towards a long time. So yeah, we're heading towards that in a big way with the Eight of Cups. And with the Six of Pentacles, I feel like you're trying to, I feel like being fair and balanced at this time is going to be good for you. You notice he's got a pair of scales. He's got a scale here. And, you know, he's trying to weigh out, like, what do you need versus what do I have? You know, like, what can I give? What can I afford to give? You can see here he's giving more pentacles to this person than he is to this person because, you know, he realizes that somebody might be in more need than another person. So, you know, that person obviously needs more help. But you can also see he's keeping a pentacle for himself, meaning like don't hurt yourself either. Make sure you have enough to take care of you too, right? Not you two, the band, but you yourself as well, right? So just, you know, keep that in mind, right? When you're being fair and when you're being generous, like not just with your money, of course, but with your time as well. Like make sure you're not, you know, taking up so much of your own time to help others out that you're not helping yourself out and you're being a detriment to yourself too. All right, so let's look at some clarifiers here, tie everything off for you this week here, Libra. After this, we're gonna get an oracle card out as well, just to tie everything off after all of our clarifiers. So you're gonna want to stick around for that. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all the love and support, seeing all the videos, all the likes, all the comments, all the shares. Look at that, we got some repeating cards here already. But I appreciate all the love and support, and I'm sending it back out to you as well. I hope everything's resonating with you and going good for you and yours. So without further ado, we got the Two of Cups, we got the Knight of Swords, oh my God, and we got the Death card here. Wow. Two cards repeating and clarifying themselves. That's pretty good. I like it. So again, that's when cards repeat like that in a reading, especially when they clarify themselves like this, it's definitely like a pay attention to this. So again, pay attention. You might be that soulmate connection, might be a choice you have to make here as well. And with the Knight of Swords, again, I feel like you're moving along very quickly. Things are, you know, you're very much like consuming a lot of information here and such. So I feel like you're moving in a good direction. It's just, again, like you got to watch out. Maybe things will be moving too quickly as well with this person too. Maybe that's kind of something you need to watch out for as well. Make sure you're not hurting yourself when it comes to like your comfort zone and your boundaries and things, right? Like don't force something because things are moving along quickly. Don't be afraid to slow it down, right? With the Death card here too, this is Scorpio's card. So you may have Scorpio in your chart. You might be dealing with a Scorpio this week too. I did mention it. I don't think with the Devil, that's Capricorn's card. So again, same thing applies. Maybe in your chart, might be dealing with a Capricorn this week too. But yeah, the Death card is about a cycle coming to an end, right? Like I feel like something maybe recently ended for you and now you're kind of experiencing the rebirth here because that's what happens with the Death card. One thing ends, another thing begins. So I feel like for most of you, that's kind of going to be the case. But for some of you too, it might be the feeling that maybe it's time to move on as well. Like you might be time to stop gathering information, time to stop whatever's going on between you and this person and actually just move on with things, right? And or slow it down, or change the dynamic somehow here. Like, I feel like you'll know what it is. Like, if it's making you uncomfortable, or you feel like, like it's time to, like, let's cut this off, right? Let's look at your clarifiers for your challenge cards here as well. All right, Libra, we got the World popping out again. We got the 10 of Cups. And what else do we have for you? We've also got the Queen of Pentacles. All right, I like that. Don't like that in your challenges so much, right? With the 10 of Cups, that's like everything, your dream life, everything you want to come true. That's what the Knight of Cups is working towards, right? That's where he's heading. So I feel like, again, that's something that might be on your mind. Like, maybe this person, if it's a relationship for you, this person's promising things for you, promising you your dream life, dream everything, or possibly as well, if this is a decision you have to make, you're kind of making the decision and want to cross the river, like we've been talking about, to get to the 10 of Cups, right? And it's just on your mind, but you're still like really hesitant to go through with it. The Queen of Pentacles here as well, that hardworking attitude she has, but she's also nurturing when it comes to your physical world. So maybe you need to be a little more nurturing for yourself, like we were talking about with the 6 of Pentacles, where you need to take time for you, not just like giving of yourself all the time, right? Maybe you need to focus down more on yourself and nurture and grow yourself. Maybe that's a challenge for you this week too. And with the World here repeating again, like we talked about the 2 of Cups and the Knight of Swords, when a card repeats, pay attention here. The World just saying, like, we're working towards that completion. We're working hard for this. We're working hard towards this big change, whatever it may be for you, Libra. All right, so let's tie it all. Well, we're not going to tie it all off yet. We're not into the Oracle cards, but let's clarify your outcome cards here as well and see what details we can get out of them too. Got the 9 of Cups, got the 5 of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. All right. The 9 of Cups is a card of being satisfied and fulfilled. Like we said, with the 8 of Cups, you're working towards the 9 of Cups. That's the next one. That's the next logical step, right? We're going from, like, this is pretty great to, like, this is awesome, right? It's not perfect yet. We're not at the 10 of Cups, but we're one step away now. So I feel like you're heading for it. I love that. That's perfect. What's also good when we're talking about relationships, 2 people with 9 of Cups energy, when they come together, you get the 10 of Cups. So that's beautiful, right? If you're working towards that. Maybe that's who you're walking away from, because we talked about that devil energy and stuff. Maybe you're walking away from this person because things are moving too quickly. And then you're moving towards something that is actually going to satisfy you and finding a person that also has that 9 of Cups energy, which is beautiful. The King of Swords, very matter of fact with things. He deals with things in a much like, is this good or is this bad? He's kind of black and white that way in terms of things. He's like, either it's good or it's bad, either it's this or it's that, right? If it's hurting me, I don't want it around here unless it's overall helping me, right? Like if it's doing more good than harm, sure. But ultimately, he'd rather have something doing no harm and nothing but good. So if this is a situation where this person's manipulating you and they're kind of treating you like shit, or they're just promising you things but not actually delivering on them, time to cut them out. The King of Swords will tell you. He's very matter of fact. I love him. I've had King of Swords moments in my life too, where I was in a toxic relationship with a girl, and I just one day realized, doing a tarot reading, I was like, you know what? If I want to be with the person, my dream person, I can't be with this person who's not my dream person, who's treating me like shit. Like, so I should, move on. I should go ahead, right? And then that's that King of Swords moment, like that, like, slap yourself on the head. Like, why didn't I think of that, right? Why didn't I come up with this sooner? So you might have that kind of a moment with this person or this situation. With the 5 of Pentacles here too, it's telling you to focus on your strengths. Don't focus on your weaknesses. Don't let people see your weaknesses. Like, don't let them kind of expose that stuff. Focus down on the good and the positive in your life here, instead of focusing on the bad. And also, if there is help that you want out there, it is there for you if you wish, right? These people are walking past this person, this knight here, who they could ask for help. He looks big and scary, but he is a knight. Knights are kind of protective and helpful, right? You have knight's energy here with the Knight of Swords doubling up, the Knight of Cups as well underneath here. Like, you kind of have this like kinship with this person. It's just a matter of like, asking, right? It's like you got to put yourself out there a bit when you want to ask for help. So we're going to tie this all off with an oracle card here. Hopefully this has been helping you out. Hopefully this has been resonating with you here, Libra. But without further delay, let's tie this off with your oracle card. We've got for you the koi fish spirit saying there is always enough. And if that's, if that is something that's troubling you, if that is something that's kind of bothering you at this time here, Libra, like the idea of like, oh, man, I'm never going to achieve my goals because, there's only so much room at the top, right? Or I'm never going to find the love of my life because there's all this bullshit and bad stuff around and there's not enough good in the world, or there's not enough good people or serious people. That's not true. There is enough. There are enough serious people out there. It's just kind of a very unvocal minority, right? Like a people who want a serious relationship, or it's a very vocal minority who are negative, right? They're the ones drawing the attention, right? You kind of, if someone's talking to you in like a quiet voice in a room and then someone comes in and starts shouting at you, you're obviously going to turn your head and pay attention to them, right? That's the bad people, right? They're the ones that are just trying to get attention for themselves and, feed their own ego, right? The people that really do matter aren't going to scream and shout because they're serious and looking for other people who are serious, if that's a relationship for you. But if you're on the other spectrum where you're like starting up new projects and stuff and you're trying to work towards your dream life and stuff that maybe doesn't include that search for love because you currently have it or you're just not on your mind right now, it's just saying there is room at the top for you. There's room enough at the top for everybody. A quote I remember, well, this isn't an exact quote, but there was a wrestler named Mr. Kennedy who used to wrestle for WWE back in the day, in like the mid 2000s and stuff. And he was talking about The Undertaker. And The Undertaker's guy, he's been wrestling forever and ever, almost as long as I've been alive. And he was talking about how there's two mountains in the locker rooms back then, and how on one mountain was a bunch of guys throwing bricks at you and rocks at you and telling you to get the fuck off my mountain, and on the other mountain was the Undertaker throwing you ropes saying, hey, let's make a bunch of money together, right? And that's the mountain you want to go up. You want to go up the one where it's like, yeah, there is room enough at the top for us. Don't let the other people who are like, ah, fuck you, there's other mountains to climb there. You don't necessarily have to go into these like shark tanks and toxic environments to get where you want. You might even just create your own mountain, just build your own stuff up, right? And do what you need to do. So I'm loving that, Libra. So if you want to help out the channel, you can leave a like down below. You can subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. That helps me, that helps you as well, so you can find these videos easier and check out your sun, moon, rising, and Venus sign videos as I upload them every week. Thank you again for being here, Libra, and I hope to see you in the next video.